Hannah Small, the Public Information Officer for the Commerce City Police Department. It's Monday, March 18th, and this is your weekend high or low lights, depending on how you look at it. It's essentially our video blotter where we give you a rundown of the most significant incidents your CCPD patrol officers responded to over the weekend. But we do like to start things off with a few fast facts. We answered 299 calls for service and made 85 traffic stops. Now here are the highlights in chronological order. Late Friday night, officers were dispatched to a hospital in Denver for a walking gunshot wound the victim said had occurred in our city. He told our officers he was struck in the head after an attempted robbery and then shot once in the arm. Officers searched the area the victim indicated this incident had happened, but were unable to locate a crime scene. On Saturday morning, officers were called to an apartment complex in the 5400 block of East 62nd Avenue. A woman had removed all fire extinguishers and was threatening to set the building on fire. She then turned on the stove in the lobby kitchen and left flammable objects on top to catch fire. The building filled with smoke as the woman removed her clothes and ran into someone else's apartment unit. She was taken into custody and now faces a number of charges, including criminal trespass, first-degree arson, and criminal mischief. Now, you probably saw this one posted on our social media platforms. That same shift of officers were called to 60th and Monaco for two young kids driving an ATV. There are a few issues here. Those all-terrain vehicles are not street legal in Commerce City. The driver was only 13 and he wasn't wearing a helmet. He was issued a summons and his parent will need to appear with him in court. Also on Saturday, an officer who was participating in the Adams County DUI saturation patrol was almost struck by a drunk driver who swerved into his lane. It's not often DUI drivers find us when we're making a concerted effort to find them. He conducted the traffic stop on West 104th and discovered the driver had a blood alcohol level of nearly twice the legal limit to drive. Thank you to all our partner agencies who participated in the saturation patrol designed to keep our streets safer over St. Patrick's Day weekend. Overnight Saturday into Sunday, officers were sent to the 7200 block of East 88th Avenue for a single vehicle crash with unknown injuries, and someone was observed leaving the scene. EMS transported another person from the scene to the hospital. Officers located the man who had fled and detained him. Then he was also taken to the hospital. The vehicle had hit a pole. The person who fled was identified as the passenger. The driver sustained critical injuries that could result in death. The investigation into this collision is ongoing. On Sunday, an observant CCPD patrol officer was in the area of Freedom Park in the 6300 block of Oneida Street when he spotted a motorcycle that was traveling at a very high rate of speed. He attempted to stop him and the motorcycle began weaving through traffic, accelerating to speeds our officer estimated of about 100 miles per hour. Our officer deactivated his emergency lights and sirens and did not pursue. Unfortunately, the motorcycle traveled down Quebec and into Denver, where he crashed and died at the scene. Our officer saw the cloud of smoke from the crash and went to that scene in an attempt to render aid. The crash investigation is being handled by the Denver Police Department. And finally, just a friendly reminder, our 4 new high traffic hazard zones went into effect today, 2 on Tower Road and 2 on Highway 2. That means that if you're committing a traffic violation in those zones, which are deemed some of the worst in our city for dangerous driving, you will face double the fine attached to your citation. For more specific information and maps of the zones, please refer to our post from Friday. That's all for now. We'll see you next time. Have a safer week, Commerce City, and remember, if you need us, we're always just minutes away.